Hey there, hello there, Chef Cutter Down. Welcoming to the playoffs of the 2021-22 playthrough with our Colorado Avalanche pulling out rabbits out of our asses with a 62-14-6 record to tie the most wins in NHL history. 130 points, that was actually short of the Montreal Canadiens mark of 1977. We've had 132, so we were 2 points short of that. We lost 6 times in overtime. If we lost half those, we would have set the record. Nevertheless, we are playing the playoffs. We are hosting the LA Kings, who took second place in a very tight thing. When you're looking at the seedings in the East, you had Tampa with 129 points. Carolina only had 123 compared to Florida's 127. But Carolina had won the division. Florida did not. So the Leafs, the 3 seed in the Atlantic, have to go to Florida. The Rangers are the 2 seed. They host the Islanders. Even though Boston has 108 points, they have more points than the Islanders. Too bad they were in the wrong division. Boston will be facing Carolina as the top wildcard to take on the weaker of the 2 division winners, and Pittsburgh crushed everything. So yeah, the East was very weak. In the West, we won with 130 points. Second best was 112 from Edmonton. Tops in the Pacific, so they get that thing. Minnesota got 111 points. St. Louis got 106, so St. Louis will go to Minnesota. Calgary won second place ahead of Vegas, so they are the home ice advantage in that series. Nashville, LA, and Dallas all at 89 points. Dallas had more wins, but the tiebreak is regulation wins, and it was 35 for Nashville and LA, 32 for Dallas. Actually, I think hopefully, we dodged a bullet. So anyway, we're going to be playing the playoffs as we usually do, and all that. Hopefully, what we do is what we do. All right, this is the first season that has the new playoff format. The last one, 2012, had the 1-8 format. Now it's the one win the thing. I don't know what we do. Anyway, game one. We'll just do play stats. Game one of Tampa Pittsburgh. Tampa wins on home turf 3-1. Jari losing to Vasilevsky. Pittsburgh goes by Dalton Heinen, but Tampa Cirelli, Hedman, and Hagel the Bagel. Florida crushing Toronto 6-2. Calgren in the net for some reason, losing to Spencer Knight. Toronto goes by Kerfoot and Giordano. Florida goes by Barkov, Huby Dooby Doo. For Hagee, Huberdeau, Barkov, Marchment. Barkov and Huberdeau with 2 goals each. Boston shocks Carolina in overtime at 7:40. Nozak from Smith and Hall wins it. Swayman beats Freddie Anderson. Boo! Freddie Anderson is a playoff joker. I should know. The Rangers shut out the Cupcakes. Jeffrey Shasharskin beats Varlamov. Andrew Kopp, Capo Kakko, Cuckoo for Kako Puffs, and Easy Kreider with the goals. Andrew Kopp and Robber. Calgary beat Vegas on home 3-1. Markstrom beats Brosseau. Vegas go by Stone. Tanev, Elias, Lindholm, and Michael Backlund scoring for Calgary. Edmonton wins on home turf 4-1 over Nashville. Saros losing to Mike Smith. Nashville go by Matty Duchene, but Yamamoto-san, Fogle, Russell, and Connor McDavid for the Oil Drops. And Minnesota wins in overtime. St. Louis was down 4-1, forced overtime, but Matt Dumba scored on Husso. Marc-Andre Fleury, the hero. Minnesota wins 5-4. So only one team has won on the road. We play Los Angeles, and the announcement that Justus Annunen is going to come in the nets, that Francouz and Kemper both are out of action because of fatigue. Kemper is not playing game one. Jonathan Quick is playing for Los Angeles, and what would be his last postseason as the King. Cal Peterson and Garrett Sparks, the former Leaf, who choked the final game of the season in 2016 that got the Leafs last place, but we got the number 1 draft pick. There, Annunen is in the net today. Kind of a shock move, but I think there's something going on to give Annunen game 1 of the series and see what happens. Jonas Johansson, Pavel Francouz, and Darcy Kemper are the goalies. LA has Andrew Kemp, Philippe Deneau, Victor Arvidsson, former Predator, Ante Kopitar, Slovenian icon who just retired in real life from the Kings. 20 years for the Kings, no other team. Trevor Moore, Alex Iafallo, Arthur Haliev, Andreas Anavescu, Blake Lisotte, Dustin Brown, still around since 2012 with the Kings. Carl grandson, Brendan Lemieux, son of Claude Lemieux, RIP. Drew Doughty, Rasmus Kupari, Quinton Byfield, their number 2 draft pick. Gabe Filardi, I'd like to say Kitchener, but I have a feeling he is not a Kitchener Ranger. I have a feeling. I keep thinking he's not a Kitchener Ranger. Windsor to Kingston. Nope, he was never a Kitchener Ranger. Okay, Sean Dursey, who's now signed with the Rangers. Alex Edler, still around from the Canucks. Matt Roy, Michael Anderson, Jordan Spence, Oli Manitoba Sporn, Cal Clay, and Sean Walker. We have Mikko Rantanen, Nathan MacKinnon, Gabriel Landeskog, Kitchener, Nazem Kadri. Again, I say Kitchener. Cal McCarr, Valerie Nichushkin, Andrei Petrokowski, JT Comfort, Devin Tays, Alex Newhook. Why we have him on the team, I don't know why, because we traded him for Lehkonen. Ove Kubel, Eric Johnson, Logan O'Connor, Darren Helm, still around since 2009. Sam Gerard, Bowen Byram, Josh Manson, Curtis McDermott, Jack Johnson. I had him on the 2012 LA Kings. So, yeah, the Kings were the last team I did because I did the Stanley Cup champs. Ryan Murray, Nico Sturm, and Jason Negda. First off, 5 minutes into the game, they have a chance and they can't put it in. 4 minutes later, aggression. We get aggression. Of all people. But we kill the zone, meaning they can't score. They have no chances. 6 more minutes. Hurry in the car, call Cale McCarr from MacKinnon. 1-0 for us. And we're up 1-0 on the LA Kings after 1 period. 4 minutes later, another chance, and they scored. Dano from Roy and Alafalo. 1-1. Oh boy. 2 minutes later, they have another chance, and they score. Adrian Kempe from Kopitar and Brown makes it 2-1. Dustin Brown trying to stick it to me. All that 2 minutes later. Chance for us? Oh. 4 minutes later. Nathan MacKinnon from Landeskog. 2-2. 3 minutes later. They have a chance, and they score. Dustin Brown from Roy and Doughty makes it 3-2. Man, I think we've been. We're down 3-2 to the LA Kings. Well, it randomly picked Annuland. I didn't pick the goalie. They're trying to kill the clock. And they score! Trevor Moore, Iavalo, second assist, and Byfield also 4-2. Oh boy, maybe we made a brutal mistake. That's for us, the comfort. Well, they get penalized. Drew Doughty. Can we do that? Yes, Pop, power play goal. This land is your Landeskog. This land is my Landeskog. Catch it her! From Makar and Nikushkin. 4-3. Kings. Empty nets now. And Kopitar slides it in. Arvidsson and Doughty. And we lose 5-3. Brutal loss, but, well, it was just Annanen. We thought maybe Annanen may have been the answer. I'm like, maybe Frank Horst and Kemford didn't want to play. I don't know why. We scored first and we couldn't pull through. 5-3, Kings scored. Lots of people with 2 assists. Well, that taught us to be humble. Anyway, game 2s. Florida wins again 4-3. Bobrovsky beats Mrazek. Toronto's up 3-2 after 2 periods. On goals by Nylander, Marner, and Matthews. Florida goals by Ekblad, Giroux. Forgot Claude Giroux was a Panther. Reinhardt and Hubie Doobie Doo his 3rd goal. Carolina won 2-1 to tie that. Serge Ranta beats Swayman. Goals by Trevor Knight and Kokaniemi. Scrabble names. Charlie McAvoy for Booston. Rangers win 4-1. They're looking pretty good. Shesty over Varlamov. Only other goal was by Pellish. Halep Cheeto Juice, Cocoa Puffs, Panarin Bread, and Rooney the Looney. Scoring for the Rangers. Vegas wins 4-3 in Calgary. Logan Thompson beats Bumba Markstrom. Vegas goes by Riley Smith, Dandunoff, Patches, and Marchino. Calgary goes by Monahan, Hannafin, and Matty Kachuk. Nashville shocks Edmonton 2-1. Saros beats Skinner. Goals by Myers and Matt Duchene. Minnesota wins. They're up 2-0. Talbot beats Binghamton. St. Louis goes by Kyrou, O'Reilly, Kyrou. Minnesota goes by Fiala, Brodeen, and Merrill. And the other game, too, look about Tampa is now up 2-0. 5-2. Jory losing the fast. Zaleski. Dominic Simon and Getzel for Pittsburgh. Stamkos, Paul, Colton, Cirelli, and Corey Perry doing the job. Game 2 sees our man Darcy Tepper back for game 2. So Kempfer's back. I think he needed to take some time off because of exhaustion. They have a chance and they miss. And another chance and they score. Dustin Brown from Iapolo. 4 minutes later. Aggression? Of all people. Well, at least we didn't give up a goal. Oh, we're in trouble now. 1-0. We gotta do something. Just because Jonathan Quick won 2 Stanley Cups doesn't mean anything. Hernan Carr called Cal McCarr, a second from the point from Comfort and Zanny Gerard. We're tied. Much time later. But then we killed the zone. At the end of the period, McKinnon had the goal. I was like, yeah! No. Jeffrey Diamond. 6 minutes later, they score. Blake Lassat from Bjorn Fott and Arvidsson. They had some new playbook. Blake Lassat. I don't remember talking about Blake Lassat. 3 minutes later. No. 2 minutes later. Aggression? We get aggressive with O'Connor. Well, they're killing the clock. And they score. Kaliev from Kempe makes it 3-1. Are you serious? Are you serious? It wasn't Kemper. We can't score on Jonathan Quick. Are you kidding me? We are down 2-0 to the Kings. We're down 2-0 to the LA Kings. Are you serious? Wow. I feel like this is 2012 all over again in real life. Coming out of nowhere. Yeah, the Kings are up 2-0. Minnesota's up 2-0. Rangers, Florida, and Tampa. Anyway, game 3s. Boston on home turf won 5-3. Swayman beats Freddie Anderson. Not that guy. Carolina goes by Foss, Aho, and Trojack. Boston goes by Patrice, Bergeron, Lazar, Holla, Marchand, Marchand. Others went on home turf 4-3. Sorokin beats Georgiev. Ranger goes by Mr. Goodbro. Cops and Robbers and strumming the old banjo. Other goals by Bavelier, Dobson, Lee, and Zach Parise. Playing where his father JP played. Vegas wins 4-3 on home turf. Thompson beats Markstrom. Calgary goes by Matty Tkachuk, Johnny Hockey, and Lindholm. Marchessault, Carrier, Nick Waugh, and Riley Smith for Figis. Nashville wins on prolongation. They're up 3-1 after one. Nearly choked it, but Roman Josi from the point from McCarron on the power play. Vander Kane made a mistake. Saros beats Kuskinen. Minnesota crushes St. Louis 6-2. Marc-Andre Fleury, so it looks good for Minnesota to move on. So yeah, if we play Minnesota, right? Yeah, Minnesota, man, LA, Minnesota, that could be an interesting one. But yeah, 6-2. Minnesota had a Kaprizov with a hat trick. Florida went to Toronto, won 4-3. Campbell losing Johansson. Florida goes by Reinhardt, Bennett, Giroux, and Lundberg. Toronto goes by Mihailov, Bunting, and Tavares. Toronto just can't get anything going. And Tampa wins 4-2. They're up 3-0. Vasilevsky beats Domingue. Pittsburgh was up 2-0. Crosby and Rodriguez. But Palat, Stamkos, Bellemare, remember on France, and Nick Paul. Now we're in trouble. We're down 2-0. Kemper in the net against Johnny Quick. We gotta beat these guys, especially in Los Angeles. 2 minutes later. Nikushkin. And they score. Iapolo, Javier, and more. 8-0. 1-0. 5 minutes later. Aggression? And again. Colorado goes 2 points. Kopitar gets back. But Kemper scores from Kopitar. You serious? 5 minutes later. The score, Quentin Byfield. What has happened to us? What has happened? We are on the verge of being down 3-0 to the LA Kings. 5 minutes later. That's for us? Kadri. 3 minutes later. Kopitar from Italia. What the fuck? Frank Horace has to come in 5 minutes later. Slot chance for Landeskog. Okay. And I got a penalty. Grundstrom. We score Ledkinen from Comfort and Rantanen. Well, the Art of War makes it 5-1. And a fight between McDermott and Brandon Lemieux. Are you freaking kidding me? LA takes a penalty. Ivallo. Chance to score. Comfort from Gerard and Nikushkin makes it 5-2. Chance. Oh, Bay Kubel. That would have been amazing. They're killing the clock on us. And Gerard scores from the point from Comfort and Rantanen 5-3. Man. And the first day he scores and we come at 6-30. We just can't do anything right. We were making it close. It was 5-0, and then we made it 5-3. We made it 5-3. We probably could have pulled off a massive miracle, but we couldn't do it. Wow. On the verge of being whacked by, we'll probably see the Battle of Florida. Boston and the Rangers, original 6. LA would go face Minnesota. Nashville would play Vegas. That would be an interesting one. Game 4s. Rangers Islanders game 4. So Rangers win Unprolakashian Sabanajad from Stroman Fox off Sorokin. Shesty the win. The Rangers are now 1 win away. Calgary wins 2-1 in Vegas, so it's now a best of 3. Markstrom beats Lerner. Manjapane, Hannafan for Calgary. Marchessault for Vegas. Edmonton beats Nashville. That's now a best of 3. Koskinen beats Saros. Nashville goes by Sisons and Forsberg. Edmonton goes by Hyman, Yamamoto-san, Hyman again, Kulak, and Draisaitl. And the Wild cannot sweep. They lose 4-2. They need to meet Talbot. Kaprizov, his 5th goal, and Hartman may have done it, but St. Louis goes by Krug, Kostin, Nico Mikola, and Brendan Saad. Boston wins in overtime. Now they could pull off an upset over Carolina. Ranta loses the Rask. Overtime heroics by Patrice Bergeron from Taylor Hall and Brad Marchand. Well, Boston's a good team. Florida wins in overtime in Toronto. Calgary loses to Bobrovsky. Sam Bennett from Mammon and Uyghur. Toronto was down 3-1, but Rich Marner put on his big boy pants. Florida beats Toronto, so Toronto. Calgary in 0-2, Campbell and Mrazek. Nothing worked out. Tavares did have 6 points, so that's good news for them, but not really good news for everyone else. In the meantime, Pittsburgh avoids elimination 5-2. Jarry beats Vasilevsky. Colton's 2 goals for Tampa, but Russ, Gensel, Zucker, Rakell, and Kapanen. Kasperi Kapanen scoring. Well, are we going to try to prevent the second sweep of the playoffs? Darcy Kemper and Jonathan Quick in the nets. Well, we're like balls out. Question? LA Kubel. Lemieux got hit. No goal. 5 minutes later. Split? No. Spence fucked up 2 minutes later. Shutsky or Andre the Giant Burakovsky, his goal from Manson and Ove Kubel makes it 1-0. 5 minutes later. Whew. That's not. Good! Power play goal. This land is your Landeskog. This land is my Landeskog. Kitchener. His second from Makar. 2-0. First time we've had a multiple goal lead. Damn it, we get penalized. New hook. FOSAU has scored from Jersey and Copenhagen. 4 minutes later. Nuts. 3 minutes. Chance to tie, Trevor. No. 5 more minutes. Nope. 4 more minutes. And scores. Logan's run is O'Connor. His first from Cadre makes it 3-1. I know I could do the Johnny Logan song. Ouch. We're getting a little more physical. It's 3-1 for us. That's good for us. He for sure would get whacked. Next inning gets whacked. They're a little aggressive. 3 minutes. Action? No, sir. 2 more minutes. No. 3 minutes later. I have another score for Warren. Chance for them. Oh, the no missed. Empty net. Newhook scores from Burakovsky. Looks like we're going to game 5. And we will go to game 5, 4-2. So we took them down. Big win for us. So one series is over. Vegas and Calgary. Game 5 sees Vegas go on the road to win 2-1. Lerner beats Markstrom. Carrier and Patches for Vegas. Matty Tkachuk for Calgary. Edmonton wins in overtime. They're now 3-2. Koskinen, the hero of Rosario's Yamamoto-san from McDavid. 2-1. Minnesota cannot finish the job. Cam Talbot cannot finish the job. Spurgeon Fiala from Minnesota, but Perron, Falk, Saad, and Letty for St. Louis. Rangers win in overtime. Dryden Hunt, what a cunt. From Zibanejad off Varlamov's chesty, the hero of the Rangers win in 5 games. The Islanders, Varlamov was 0-3. They needed to go with Sorokin. No Islander had more than 3 points. Barzal had 3 points. Well, they only scored 7 goals, but they did win a game, which is the strangest thing. They won 1 game at least. Boston takes down Carolina in overtime. Brad Marchand from Taylor Hall and Hull. Ranta loses to Swayman. Carolina, soft. SAWFT. Carolina is out. Ranta 1-2. Freddie Anderson 0-2. I told you Freddie Anderson was worth nothing. Nobody scored more than 3 points. Shashnikov, Trochak, and D'Angelo. Tony. So that means that Boston will face the Rangers, right? I think it means Boston Rangers, and I think that means that the Rangers get home ice because they are in the Metro, and Boston's a wild card. Tampa finishes off Pittsburgh 4-3. Brian Elliott 4-9-85. Yep, Brian Elliott, April 9th, 1985, baby, like yours truly. He beats Casey Smith. Braden Point, a hero. So Pittsburgh loses at 5. Tristan Jerry 1-2. DeSmith and DeMing had nothing. Crosby did score 6 points, but it's dead. So anyway, the East is over. Tampa plays Florida. Yeah, that's right. Florida will go to Tampa. Oh man, that's big. Battle of Florida, and then the battle of the original 6. So we'll have a Florida team and an original 6 team in the Eastern Finals. In the meantime, if we win, then all the Western Series are at 3-2. And the shocking news is that Cal Peterson is going to come in net for Game 5. I think they're probably anticipating something. 3 minutes later, of course, a Kitchener guy. But they can't score. 1 minute later. And Matt Roy scores from Jersey and Arvidsson 1-0. Fook. 2 minutes later. Yakushkin, Abertu, Hadouken. Scores from Ryan Murray, who always tried to steal the Team Canada World Junior stuff from Ryan Murphy, Kitchener Ranger, and Cadre with the assist. 2 minutes later. Sure. No, sir. Much later. Right? Between Brendan Lemieux and Nathan McKinnon. Well, they got McKinnon out of the game for 5 minutes, so they should be happy. Boy, oh boy, we don't have Nathan McKinnon. Boy, oh boy. Boy, oh boy, Jordan. LA, Colorado. 4 minutes. Aggression. Kadri. Kill the zone. Auto zone. 5 minutes later. Once again, Nekushkin, Hadouken. A second from Rantanen and Jackie Johnson. 5 minutes later. Throw the heck on the ice. Hadouken. He shows up. 3-1. Well, Calvin Peterson is fuming. It's not a natural hat trick because Colorado LA did tie the game. Or the hat trick. 1 minute later? No. Trying to ice it. 3 minutes later. Transfer to no, sir. Much later, killing the clock. But they score. Carl Grunstrom from Ivel and Doughty. 3-2. Uh-oh. 3 minutes later. No. And they killed the zone. Dano's a good penalty killer. And Anthony on our cause. We do. We have a game 6. We have a game 6. 4-2. So, well, Nekushkin came when he needs to. The secondary scoring works out 4-2. And Cal Peterson didn't do that badly. I mean, we still have a problem. So, yeah. LA, Minnesota, Edmonton, and Vegas are up 3-2. Minnesota beat St. Louis 5-3, so we know that if we pull it off against LA, we get Minnesota. Talbot beats Hustle. Kaprizov, 7 goals in 6 games. He's a good guy. St. Louis is out. Binnington 2-2. Husso just couldn't do it. He couldn't do the Husso. Jordan Kyrou with 7 points. Tarasenko 6 points. No, 6 different Blues with 2 goals. Edmonton Nashville will go to game 7 in Edmonton. 4-1 Nashville. Rittich beats Koskinen. Draisaitl scored by training Tanner Giroux, McCarron, and Sisons for Nashville. And Calgary wins to force game 7 back home. Logan Thompson was trying to give Vegas an upset over Calgary, but they couldn't. Monahan, Lucic, and Toffoli for Calgary. Kolesar had held it for Vegas. Now will there be 3 game 7s in the West? And the news is Frank Horse in the net against Jonathan Quick. So Frank Horse will try his best. Surprised we haven't used him yet. 3 minutes into the game. Tampa scores. Eric the Red. He scores from Kadri and O'Connor. Makes it 1-0. 2 minutes later. Battle. Action. Oof. 3 minutes later. Agitator. Transfer Nekushkin. Ooh. Agitator. They get agitated. Velarde. Transcure. Papa power play goal. What a catch. Dreed. Kitchener. His first from Landeskog, Kitchener, and Rantanen. Not so Kitchener, but what the hell. 2-0. 2 minutes later. Agitator. Damn it, we do it. It's McDermott. Ooh, we stop him. 2 minutes later. Okay. On the penalty shot, and no scores to make it 2-1. It's 2-1 us. 2 minutes later. Chance for us? No. 2 minutes later. We whack Brown. Obey Kubel. They made a mistake. Shot score. Sure did. And I ran the puck in the net again. His second from Landeskog and Lehkonen. 3-1. Their power play. Trevor Moore? No. 4 minutes later. They have a chance and they miss. 1 minute later. They have a chance. No. 3 minutes later. They score. Trevor Moore from Fence and a Oh boy. 3 minutes later. That's for Skeeters. The Art of War has second from Rantanen and Taze. Makes it 4-2. And they're gonna panic and put Garrett Sparks in the net. They're panicking. We have solved them. O'Connor? Nope. Rantanen. Kempe misses Helm. Oh, nice short-handed chance, and we flubbed it. That would have been amazing. 5 minutes later. No. 4 minutes later. 7 minutes. I'm out. Number 4, we start from the 4-3. 3 minutes later. Haha, belly on them. Brendan Lemieux. Can we take advantage? Damn it, kill the zone. I've been killed. Empty net chance? No. Empty net chance? No. Empty net? No. Empty net chance for LA? Follow? Oh, what a stop. What a stop up by follow. And we survived 4-3. Well, they did. Well, Sparks didn't give up any goals, but we survived 4-3. Frank Horses the Dublevet. So, yeah, 4-3. 3 game 7s in the West. I wonder how we'll do. I mean, we're down 3-0 to Los Angeles and won 3 straight. Edmonton and Nashville, no one's really had the big boy advantage. It was Edmonton, then 1 by Edmonton, 2 by Nashville. 2 Edmonton, 1 Nashville. It probably might be Nashville. Calgary, Vegas, Vegas, Calgary, Vegas, Calgary. Okay, game 7s. I'm not going to look. And in the end, overtime heroics by Matty Tkachuk, his 4th off of Brasseur, as Calgary sends Vegas packing in game 7. Johnny Hockey, his 3rd of the playoffs. And the second one, sees Edmonton win 4-3. Smith beats Saros. Nashville, Yossi Forsberg, Tomasino, but Edmonton goes by Yamamoto, Ryan Draisaitl, and Perlini. So 7 game series for Vegas. Thompson 2-1, Leonard 1-1. Brasseur was not the answer. Marchessault and Chandler Stevenson. Chandler Stevenson with 6 points. Edmonton took down Nashville. Saros 2-4. Rittich. You should have put Rittich in the net. Roman Josi had 10 points. And they're out. Wowzers. All right, so now it's us or them. The goalies are Jonathan Quick and Darcy Kemper. So we go back to Kemper. I don't know if we should go back to Kemper, but after all, he did help us win games 4 and 5 to get to game 6. We might as well. 4 minutes into the game. Let's get it on! At the helm of the action, Darren Helm, of all people, from Lehkonen and McKinnon. 1-0. Lots of time. But they score. Kempe's 3rd from Dursey and Trevor. Makes it 1-1. Oh, yeah. Another 6. Pass play. You have a chance? Oh, but I have Ella missed. Oh, hit. Really? McKinnon. Throwing 1 double aggression. Thank you. Kempe with the box. Up, power play goal. Nathan McKinnon. His 2nd from Burakovsky and Rantanen makes it 2-1 us after 20. And we get another penalty. Brendan Lemieux. Who else? We'll show it. Damn it, McKinnon. Much time. No, they don't. 4 minutes later. And they tie it. Kyliev from Moore and Spence makes it 2-2. 5 more minutes. Chance? McKinnon. Now they have a chance. Kempe, no. 2-2 after 2. Oh, this is interesting. 4 minutes later. Waiting on them for Brendan Lemieux. Can we take advantage? Calgary. Nekushkin, Berchu, Hatu, power play goal has four from Kadri and Burakovsky. 3-2. 4 more minutes. No. 5 more minutes. We're getting in the empty net. What? Davidson, match Nathan McKinnon, Silver, O'Connor, and Landeskog gives the puck, and it was the great Michael says, "Do you believe in miracles?" Yes. 4-2, and guess what? We're going to get to the next round. LA gave it everything they got there, put us in a danger spot, and it didn't work out for the Kings. 4-2, your final. LA made it 2-2, and it was like, oh my gosh. But Nekushkin and McKinnon, the heroes, 3 penalties in the game, all for LA. We didn't take one damn penalty. It's all about the discipline. Well, Edmonton, Calgary. So you got some interesting matchups. You got the Battle of Florida. You got an original 6 battle between the Rangers and Boston. You got the Battle of Alberta, Edmonton, Calgary, and you got kind of a decent rivalry, Colorado, Minnesota, the Central rivalry. Ha. Well, Los Angeles. Well, Quick was 3-3. Cal Peterson, Garrett Sparks should put Sparks in. Trevor Moore and Alex Ivello with 6 points each. Campino Falseco 3 goals. Brandon Lemieux 16 penalty minutes. Sucks for us. Kemper 3-2. Francois 1 game. Onion was just not the answer. Rantanen with 8 points. Landeskog with 6. Nekushkin with 6. So that works out. Lots of people with only 1 point. So Nekushkin with 4 goals. McKinnon 3. Rantanen, Landeskog, Lekanen 2. Kadri, Burakovsky, Comfort, Newhook, Johnson, O'Connor, Helen Gerard with 1 goal. Curtis McDermott with 20 penalty minutes, but we survive. Like the maker. So yeah, so now, it was business as usual. The top 4 by points in the West one. Only one massive upset. Boston, the 7 seed, take down number 2 Carolina by proxy. So yeah. So if it's Atlantic Metro, then the Rangers have to be there. Well, the Rangers have the spot Tampa, Colorado, and Edmonton. So let's look at the summary. Let's look at it. Nikushkin's 4 goals. The only guy he's trailing is Kaprizov with 7, and we have to deal with Kaprizov. Oy vey. Kaprizov 12 points. Yossi with 10. Rantanen and Kachuk with 9. Well, Yossi you can scratch off because they're out. So yeah, Matt Rantanen with 8 points each. Goes against Garrett Sparks. Shurkin, look at that. 3 goals allowed in 4 starts. That's the big boy. And then Swayman 1.9. By proxy, Francois is 9th with a 2 goals against. Hansen 3, but that's for Kemper's got a 3.12 goals against average. Yipes. That's a little low. But we made it. We made it to round 2, so thank goodness for that. Now the question is, can we finish off Minnesota? Can we screw Kaprizov? I wonder how we did against Minnesota in the regular season. We beat them 7-4. We lost to them on the Progression 101. We beat them 4-1, 201. And we beat them 3-2. So we're 3-0-1 against them. So the odds are good for us, but anything can happen. So I'm scared. I really am. Anyhow, I'm Jeff Diamond at 2.